everyone, welcome back to Travel Time with Ty. Today I'm going to be doing a review of the Royalton Negril in Negril, Jamaica. If you see my previous video that I just posted, it was a travel vlog of my mom and I's travel to Negril, Jamaica and our stay at the Royalton Negril all-inclusive resort. So I just wanted to quickly give, a review of the resort, how I rank it, and just in case any of you are looking forward to traveling to Jamaica and possibly staying at this resort. So I'm going to try to break it up into some categories such as like the amenities, rooms, food, drinks, and entertainment, and just give an overall review of it. To start off, I would like to say that the Royalton Negril is a beautiful, beautiful resort. The grounds are extremely beautiful. Every time I go there, it's kind of, I want to say like a cove or something like that, like how the cove goes into their beach, but it is really beautiful. This is actually my mom and I's second time going there. We went on a family vacation there a couple years ago, right after the pandemic ended, and it was extremely beautiful. I will say, I don't know, it seemed like it might have, and I don't know, anyone in the comments if you know if Jamaica recently had any storms during this past hurricane season, but it definitely seemed like they were doing a lot of like construction projects, and some places around the resort looked a bit damaged. So I think they could have possibly maybe gotten some sort of storm damage or something like that, but other than that, I will say that the resort is still beautiful. They had some sort of damage or something going on, but it seems like they're fixing that pretty quickly. So overall, on the look and the beauty of the resort, I give that high ratings. So going there, let's talk about some of the amenities. Me and my mom, so the amenities that we had were a bit different because my mom and I, we had Diamond Club. Diamond Club in the Royalton, I guess, franchise of hotels is what you would call maybe like the VIP or the upgrade or preferred upgrade for their guests. And I'm going to try to pop it up here or right here on the screen, some of the amenities you get being a Diamond Club member. But some of the key standouts was that you get to check in into your own private, sorry guys, it's like something in my eye, but one of the key features is that you get your own private lobby to check into. So that's pretty good because it's, of course, a smaller environment. They tend to you a little extra. They have a full bar and snacks set up in the lobby to get the party started. And you get to pretty much, like I said, kind of cut through a lot of the crowds that might be in their main lobby. So that was nice. Also, as a Diamond Club member, you get a butler. In fact, we had two butlers, and I'm blanking on their names right now, but they both were extremely amazing, extremely attentive. They checked on us every day, and what your butler can do is everything, essentially. And it was really cool. Like, they can book your specialty restaurants that you want to go to, which are all included. Of course, because it's an all-inclusive resort, except I believe the Culinary X experience, I think that's what it was called. That's an extra charge. But other than that, everything else is included. But they can book your dining. They will kind of message you in the middle of the day to check if you wanted anything for lunch. So that was another cool thing, because you could actually like be sitting by the pool, and we communicate through WhatsApp. So they would give you their number on WhatsApp, and literally you could be chilling by the pool, and let's say you wanted pizza or food from the Jerk Hut. I could just message our butler and be like, hey, could you get us some pizza? And they'll do it, and you can sit by the pool in the bar, and you don't even have to move. My mom and I, we utilized that. I'd say this time around we utilized the butler a little bit more, but we didn't like go crazy with it. But it was definitely nice to have that special attention, having someone check on you daily to see what you need, and pretty much anything you can think of, they will, if it's possible, go out of their way to do for you. So I would say out of all the amenities you get with Diamond Club, the butler service is actually one of the top perks of it. And you also get a special Diamond Club. That's another perk my mom and I liked. So you get a special Diamond Club pool. And it was nicer because it wasn't as crowded as the main pool. Even though we did go over, like we do like to go over to the main pool sometime because that's where the party atmosphere is. But it was nice to have that smaller, and the Diamond Club pool has its own Diamond Club pool bar. So that was really nice as well to kind of beat the crowds in the bar and everything like that and have that smaller, more intimate environment in a Diamond Club. But overall, if someone were to ask me, is the Diamond Club worth it? I definitely think, I don't think it will break your trip if you don't have it. Like, I don't think it's a must do, because at these all-inclusive resorts, they tend to pamper you anyway. So I don't think it's like a thing where if you don't do it, you're going to feel like you missed out on anything. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely, if it works in your budget, and I don't think it wasn't that much extra, and I don't know the price off the top of my head, but it wasn't like hundreds and hundreds of dollars more. It was a pretty reasonable amount extra, and it wasn't like too crazy. So if it fits in your budget and you want to do it, I would say it, but I don't think it will make or break your trip. Next, I guess to go over that, we can start with the rooms. The rooms were beautiful. I love the rooms at the Royalton. They're all kind of like that chic look, a little bit more modern style with the color scheme and everything, and they were nice and spacious. We had a ocean, I believe like an ocean view balcony, so it was nice. And it had kind of like the, I can pop some clips in, and it had like the little seating area and everything. So, and a nice balcony outside. The one drawback to the Royalton rooms, and they're not the only resort that does this, is the bathrooms. All of the bathroom situation is open. So what I mean by open is, other than the little toilet closet that's right here when you enter the room, the shower, the sinks, the tub, everything is just open into the room. And the shower has a glass door. So now if you're going on a romantic getaway, you know, with your significant other, you may be okay with that. But if it's a situation where you're traveling like with your mom or your best friend or a cousin or a family member, it's a big inconvenience. Now, they did have the curtains. They have these huge curtains that you could pull over for privacy, but they were kind of wonky. They wouldn't close all the way sometimes. And it was just kind of inconvenient to just have to bifurcate the whole, because also the curtains, the closet where you could put your clothes was on the other side of the curtain in the bathroom area. So let's say if you're with a family member and they close the curtain so they can actually shower and everything, your clothes is on that side with them. So it's like, I might want to get my clothes to get ready. So, and I would say even for couples, I mean, some couples might be okay with having the shower open, but I would say even if you're going with your significant other, I think it's times that people would still like a little privacy in the bathroom, even from their significant other. So to me, the open bathroom situation is sort of a drawback. Like, I feel like sometimes, now, okay, if you want the jacuzzi in the middle of the room, so if it is a romantic getaway, you can have that moment, yeah. But I think at least the shower, the vanity, and the toilet should be in its own enclosed room. So that was a major drawback for me. And if you're going with someone who you don't want them to see you using the bathroom, it's going to be a drawback. That sounded so weird. If you don't want them to see you, okay, whatever. But other than that, the rooms were nice. Now the food was pretty good. Me and my mom and I, we ate at like 3 of their kind of specialty restaurants. We ate at Zen, which is the Japanese restaurant. We ate at the Italian restaurant, and we ate at the Mexican restaurant, which I think is named Agave. And the food at their actual restaurants, fantastic. I think every dish we had at each of those restaurants were so good. The Mexican one, I think, was probably my favorite. So good. And they also have other options like the jerk hut and the food truck. Oh my gosh, the jerk hut. If you go to the Royalton Negril, you have to get the jerk. If you go anywhere in Jamaica and the resorts has a jerk hut, I can almost guarantee you it's going to be 10 out of 10. They had like jerk pork, jerk shrimp sometimes, barbecue jerk sauce, cabbage, rice and peas, cocoa bread, like So good. And the food truck had like beef patties and that American style food, and all of this is included, by the way. And they had that American style food like hamburgers, chicken fingers. The one thing I will say, which is a drawback, I really do feel like the Royalton Negril should have 2 of the jerk huts and the food trucks, like on either side of the resort, because the lines for each would get ridiculous. Unless you were there right when it opened at 11, you were going to be waiting some time. And it actually turned into like a whole big fiasco where someone was calling for the manager and everything, because at the food truck, of course, when people go to Jamaica, they want to eat things that they feel like are authentic to the country. And one thing that people like a lot are beef patties. And where you could get the beef patties was from the food truck. But for some reason, each day at the food truck, it seemed like they only had like 15 beef patties for a whole resort. So unless you were like one of the first people in line, you will wait there for a long time, mind you, while they were cooking burgers by hand and everything. And you get up there, you just ask for a beef patty and they don't have it. And one day, a gentleman got really angry because he was waiting in line for a beef patty, and literally the person in front of them asked for like 9 beef patties, and they gave her 9 beef patties out of the probably only 20 that they had, and it was like the last 9. So I think that was that definitely, they need something better with that. I think a bigger food truck, and to actually take inventory of what things are popular. Now, the other food option, room service was pretty good. Be careful with that room service. My mom and I almost every night order room service, but that just go to the gym probably afterwards. But they had things like burgers, and they had a whole variety. I'm sorry, guys, my camera literally died. So if you see a weird, awkward jump or change, that's what happened. But I think I was talking about the food, the room service. The room service had a lot of really good options. But the food option that we didn't like a lot was the buffet. So they have like a big buffet that you can go to breakfast, lunch, and dinner if you don't want to go to one of like the specialty restaurants, or, you know, we'll get a room service for breakfast or lunch and things like that. But the food, there were some things that I found in the buffet that I liked, but overall, the buffet was mostly a miss for us. So, I mean, if you literally just need, like, I'm hungry, like, none of the food was, like, unappetizing, put it that way. Like, it wasn't like, oh, this food is nasty, but it just wasn't the best. Like, I wouldn't choose to go there for lunch or anything like that. Most of the time when we ate at the dining hall, the buffet, was if we were like about to go on an excursion or just wanted something to nibble on in between dinner. Like, I think the buffet was perfect for things like that, just like small bites, or if you're really heading out for the excursion, you just want a little something on your stomach beforehand. But other than that, I would definitely, like I said, the restaurants were fantastic. The food in all the restaurants were fantastic. So I would stick to the restaurants and see if you can get a reservation, and once again, all of those are included. But the dining, it just, a lot of it seemed to, which was strange because we're in Jamaica, a lot of the food lacked like flavor. Literally a lot of the food, and I don't know if it's because they were trying to cook in a way in the buffet. So I know in buffets a lot, they don't tend to use a lot of seasonings and things like that because you're cooking for a mass amount of people. But a lot of the food almost didn't have any flavor. And like I said, it's surprising because in Jamaica, we know they season. Like, they season some food. So it was, I think they tried to pull back because they were cooking for a mass amount of people, but maybe they pulled back a little too far. But like I said, I would stick to the restaurants. The drinks. Now, all inclusive, if you are of drinking age and you drink, a lot of people like to know how are the drinks at the bar. So, like I said, the resort had several bars across the whole resort area. And it had the Diamond Club pool bar, the main pool bar, the lobby bar. There was another bar, I don't even know what the name of it was, like kind of off to the side across from the stage. And then they had the mixed martini bar. One thing I would say is that across the bars, the drinks really didn't seem strong to me. Like, the drinks were not that strong. They seemed a bit weak, to be honest. Unless you went to like the Diamond Club pool bar, which I think they have top shelf. That's another thing, that the Diamond Club I think uses top shelf liquor, was a bit stronger. But honestly, the best drinks at the Royalton, in my opinion and my mom's opinions, was the mixed martini bar that is right across from the entertaining stage. It was so good. They had a bunch of course martinis. You could order, I think, just regular cocktails as well, but my favorite was the espresso martini, and they had some sort of like apple, I think it was like an apple teeny or something like that. So good. It was so good. And my mom even had a Manhattan. That Manhattan will knock you down a flight of steps. So be careful. And I will say, if you're at the other bars, if you feel like the drinks are watered down and you want something a little strong, I know a lot of people, like, we would sometimes order a Long Island because there's just no way possible to make a Long Island weak. So if you really wanted to like get the party started, you wanted a drink that was a little stronger, I would recommend the Long Islands, unless you're at the Mixed Martini bar or the Diamond Club pool bar. And also, a little tip about drinks, and whether you're at the Royalton or anywhere else, tipping. I remember the first night there was another bar, like I said, the bar that I don't know the name, that's on the other side of the stage. The first night they were about to close, and the guy still made me my drink, and I think I gave him, I don't even know how much the tip was. It was only about like maybe $10, a little over $10. But I feel like when you tip anything $10 or over, even just one time, the bartenders tend to take care of you. I think they really appreciate the tip and everything. So like, for the rest of that week or those days that we were there, I felt like every drink we got from there was top notch, and I really felt like he took care of my mom and I because we kept tipping him well. And like I said, it was only the first time that I gave him like over $10. Other than that, it was just like a couple of dollars here and there. But I think when you actually show that initiative to tips well, or like semi well, they actually really do appreciate it. So that's a tip that I would say. If you know that you're going to have, if you have a bar that's near your room, and this goes for any resort, if you tip the bartender pretty well the first time, they're going to take care of you. The next category I would go into is the entertainment. The shows were pretty good. I liked when they would do like more like the Jamaican dance hall showcases and things like that. I really liked that. We also attended a magic show, which was weird because they called it a magic show. The man announced it as a magic show. The screen said circus show, and it was a circus show. They kept saying magic show, but he was literally doing like stunts and acrobatic stuff the whole time. And it just was no magic. So he was still doing a good job, but I think it threw a lot of us off because we were expecting like some rabbits in a hat or something, something like that, and it just didn't come. So, but the shows I think were like, they were fine. The one thing I did wish is that they had an indoor theater, because Jamaica can get pretty hot and muggy. And sometimes, like, I know for me, I like to go to shows sometimes to escape the heat. And to have to sit out, like, kind of in the mugginess and things like that. And the outside, because all they had was the outside theater. So that, if the Royalton ever changes anything, it would be nice if they could build some sort of enclosed, or have both, have the outdoor one and an indoor stage option. Because sometimes people feel a little bit more comfortable and relaxed to watch a show when they're comfortable. Also, as far as entertainment during the day, at the main pool bar, they had like the DJs and they would play games and things like that. So that was pretty fun. Other than that, I feel like if you are going for an extended period of time, you probably would need to, unless you're going with a group. If you're going with a group, you make the fun wherever you're at, right? But other than that, if you're going with just like one other person or a few people, you might want to do some excursions, because the Royalton is a smaller resort, and they had like the sports bar. Like I said, it was really nice. It was fun, especially when they would do like certain things. But I do wish they had more offerings as far as like on resort activities, because if it was just you and one other person and you had no excursions planned, you would probably get a little bit bored. Because, like, it's only so much you would want to just sit by the pool. And like I said, they had some games and things going on, but I really would have liked if they had like, I don't know, I sound like a big kid probably saying this, but like even if they had like an arcade, because they are expanding, they have a casino coming soon. So that would be something else for you to do, but you would probably, but like I said, if you're going there with a group and you have excursions planned, it's so beautiful and nice and they have DJs and stuff that you would have fun. It's just like if you're by yourself or with one other person, you might get a little bored. But overall, like I said, I think the Royalton, I'm trying to think what I would give it overall out of like 5 stars. I would probably give it anywhere between 3.5 to 4 stars. I'm stuck between 3.5 and 4. And the reason is, like I said, it's an amazing resort. But I just feel like there were certain things where, like the bars or the buffet or the offerings for entertainment could have been a little better. But as far as like quality and of like the rooms and things like that, I think it was, oh, one other weird thing, when we were there, the power kept randomly going out. And the strangest thing is they never said anything. They never made any announcements. It was almost like they were, it was weird, like, do they notice the power's going out? I'm like, yes, we noticed the power. It will only go out for like 10 seconds, but it happened about a good probably 10 times during the trip. But like I said, I do think they had some sort of storm damage going on at that time. So like I said, overall, here's what I'll say with the Royalton. If we go back again, we would probably try another resort. However, if the Royalton fits in your budget and it fits well within your travel plans, such as distance to where, like, it was actually a really good distance to Rick's Cafe, like a nice driving distance, so it was quick access to Rick's Cafe. So I would say if you either already have it planned or it fits well into your travel plans, you won't be disappointed. Like, I wouldn't say, oh, don't pick the Royalton. You know what I'm saying? But if you have some other options, you might want to try. And like I said, we've only been to the Royalton in Jamaica, so we can't really compare it apples to other resorts. Because one reason why I say that too, and this is probably going to be the last point I make for this video, is the service. We felt like the butler service, A1. They were attentive on you. And none of the staff, we never had any issues with rude staff or mean staff, none of that. So the service was on par. However, we felt like in some moments, and honestly, like I said, this is probably not a Royalton specific thing. It could be a cultural thing, because I know, you know, like the island time, you know what I'm saying? And in Jamaica, I feel like they really have that laid back, chill, don't worry about anything personality, and like kind of cultural vibe, which is good. Like, I feel like every time I've gone to Jamaica, I have felt really relaxed. And I think as a Westerner or American, sometimes we kind of need that vibe to like, hey, chill out. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that it could have been just their culture, but we felt like, compared to when we went to the DR, we felt like our first ever resorts we went to were in the DR. And then we were on a cruise. And we were used to like service at the resorts kind of being like, you know, like they are kind of jumping on, do you need anything? You know, like if you're at the pool and the waiters come back, hey, do you need anything? Do you need anything? Or you come to the bar and like, hey, what can we get you? Yada, yada. You know what I'm saying? It's that, you all know what I'm saying, like that hypeness of like kind of feeling like, oh yeah, like we're here, we're ready to help you have a good time. Like I said, the service was on par at the Royalton, but it just didn't have that type of, we're here and ready to like serve you. Maybe that didn't sound that well, but you know what I'm saying? Except the butlers. The butlers had that feel, but like the bartenders and everything. And like I said, none of them were rude or negative. It was just a laid back atmosphere. But like I said, that could just be a cultural thing in Jamaica, that everyone's just chill. You know what I'm saying? So for Americans who are used to maybe some other resorts, they may feel like, oh, they're not even hype. But it's not. And like I said, I knew that it was nothing rude or disrespectful or anything. they're just relaxed. Like they're not they're not all in your face. So that's one thing I will say. If you're used to that kind of resort experience where it's like you're gonna go to the bar and they're gonna be flipping stuff and what do you want and doing like shot games with you and all sorts of stuff, you probably won't find it at the Royalton. And like I said, I haven't been to any other resorts in Jamaica, so it could be a chance you may just not find that in Jamaica, period. But like I said, everyone is super friendly, super nice, and like you're going to get what you need. We just noticed that little difference. Like for example, we showed up to our dining resort. Our dining reservation, and I think our reservation was like at 7. We got there at 6:55 or 6:56, and we've done it at other places. And they're like, okay, come on in. This at the Royalton, they were like, sorry, you have 4 more minutes, and they made us leave. It's not funny, but and like I said, it wasn't I'm like fair. We were early, but it was stuff kind of like that where it was like, compared to other resorts, you may be taken aback or off put by it. But I don't think, like I said, it wasn't anything, like everyone was super friendly. And like I said, it could just be the vibe. Like, we're going to take our time. We're not going to be yelling at you and everything like that. So like I said, it was good. The service was definitely good. And like I said, the best thing about it, everyone was super nice and super friendly. But that's just something to keep in mind if you are thinking of like how you had service maybe when you went to other resorts in other countries. You may not get that service, and I don't want you to be like taken aback by it. And like I said, we don't know if that's just a Royalton thing or is that just kind of the resort dynamic. But overall, like I said, a 3.5 to 4. If you are already going and if it fits well into your budget, like I don't think you're going to leave there. Like we didn't leave there like, oh, we wasted our money going to the Royalton. We actually had a really nice time and it was a really nice experience. But we do think that we will want to try a different resort next time we go. So everyone, I hope you liked this review. Comment down below your thoughts if you've been to the Royalton. What do you feel about my rating, and what ideas for travel videos, tips, tricks do you want? And you can check back. I just got active again on this channel, but you can check back every week. I'm going to be doing, I know a few videos that I have coming up so you can look forward to, is choosing between a cruise and an all-inclusive resort. I hear people ask me that question a lot, like, which one should I do? And I'm going to do like a positive, negative, pros and cons things for each. My experience first time cruising and what did I learn about it, and some cruise tips. So if you have any other ideas, comment down below, and I hope you love this video, and see you next week.